So yeah, I'm gonna be installing some Hasport motor mounts, upgrading from my innovative mounts, which I'm currently running, which are rated at 68, the poly bushing, compared to the Hasports that I'm upgrading to 78. A little stiffer materials to prevent, or not prevent, but at least help with some of the wheel hop I'm probably gonna be getting once I upgrade to stickier tires. So yeah, I'm gonna get some help with Milan here, and pretty much helicoil one of the holes too for the both holes for the mount. And oh yeah, let's go ahead at it. All right, so we're gonna be fixing one of the bolt holes here. Gonna put a helicoil.
Oh yes.
Yep, right, Milan?
Yes.
Gonna fix it. Vamos a arreglar.
Okay.
So we're gonna put a helicoil. We're gonna drill it out, oversize it, and put some helicoil, so we can put a new hardware bolt in it. Because I already see right now it's not gonna tighten because there's no threads on it. Yes. So right now it's being held by a bolt and a stud with a nut on it. So, and then we're just gonna get it ready so we can upgrade to the new motor mounts. These are the not Hasport, these are innovative mounts, motor mounts that I have on. They're graded at 60A, which is a little bit softer poly mount material. I'm upgrading to a more of a 70A, so it's harder poly material, so it'll be more stiffer motor mounts, so prevent the engine from shifting or vibrating, even when especially when I take off. It'll prevent, or at least it'll help a lot of the wheel hop. I mean, it doesn't have wheel hop now, but I'm sure once I get stickier tires, it'll help it from the wheel hop. So well, let's have at it. Helicoil, bolt, and motor mounts, right? So right now we're gonna take the intake out to clear some room here. Put a jack underneath the transmission, lift it up, take the motor mount out, take this whole assembly out so we could have easier access and drilling and tapping and helicoiling the actual hole there. Alright, here we go. Okay, so we're going to take the intake off. Let's get este desarmador, the screwdriver. Alright, we hit intake off right now. Intake.
Intake.
Yep, intake.
Intake.
Intake. Filtro. Intake. Intake tube. Coupler. Coupler. Banda. Coupler. Banda. Okay, I'll get that motor mount. Motor mount. There's a washer. Tornillo. Okay. Ahora vamos a sacar este. Motor mount. Yep. Here it is. I'll remove the innovative passenger side motor mount. Okay. And now that we got more access, to the hole here, here, so I can drill the hole, tap it, put helicoil, be ready to put the new bolt in there. So this is what I had to kind of make work since I bought the helicoil kit, and it comes with this 1/2 inch thick drill bit, but my drill gun can only accept up to 3/8. It won't fit in here. This drill bit will not fit in here. So pretty much had to go on Home Depot and buy a shank itself, and so it can actually fit in there now. But I had to figure out how to make this fit inside my gun. So I put a long 10mm bolt through there with a smart enough head, so the actual shank would actually close up, as you can see, without hitting the head inside. And then the bolt had to be long enough so I could actually put it on the gun itself, and it worked. So I mean, drilled the hole out, a little bit wobbly, kind of like balanced it out as much as I could, but I mean, put a couple spaces so I could have enough to grab out of the gun. So, but it worked out. So there's that. That's one thing. The other thing, to tap it, I have to pretty much same thing. I have this tap right here, so you have to pretty much tap threads on there so you can put the helicoil on there. So anyways, I don't have the socket for this. I left it at my work. So to make this work, I usually use like a 12.10mm or 11mm, but they will not fit for some reason. It's bigger, so I ended up figuring out that it's a 3/8 fits in there as well. It's got a little bit of play, but it works. But then I was like, how am I gonna turn this? So I got an Allen key that fits the 10mm here, so now I gotta tap. Just gotta kind of makeshift stuff while you can, you know. Craziness. Well, here we go. So pretty much you just want to try to get it centered as possible. Just kind of start it slowly. Here you go. Just use my special tool here, the 10mm. Just get it centered as possible and just turn it slowly till it bites and then you feel it. Just keep an eye on it. Should be centered as possible. Kind of work it left and right, back and forth. Let's see here. It's a little crooked, but you can always adjust it a little bit. Let's see. Looks pretty centered. Let's move it back and forth. Play with it. It's just aluminum, so it's easy to tap just to start it out. So yeah, pretty much gonna center it and then just go by hand. So you have it drilled and tapped. Gotta vacuum out the shavings off right now with a vacuum, and then pretty much put the helicoil back. So here's the helicoil, 12 by 1.25, I believe, which will fit the threads of the bolt. You can see. So pretty much that's how it works. You put it in there with the tool that it comes with. It's gonna start it out, turn it until it bottoms out as far as you could make it go in. And then with this little tool, pretty much punch this through and it'll break this off. You can just vacuum it out or pick it out, whatever is easiest. But yeah, here you go. So there it is. You want to make sure it's it's pretty much flush or below the surface where the mating is, so it doesn't stick out. So you want to make sure. So right now it's pretty much underneath the area where it's gonna be mating with the actual motor mount bracket here. So there you go. So I'm just gonna break off the ear inside. We're all set. Innovative side transmission motor mount. 68 grade poly bushing compared to the Hasport 70A poly bushing. It's a little bit stiffer than this one, so less wheel hop when we pretty much upgrade to a better stickier tire, lower the pressure down. So I believe this is like just cast iron compared to aluminum CNC machined, so it's better looking mount to clean up the engine bay, make it look cleaner. So yeah, I'm gonna install this and install the other 3 motor mounts. here's the passenger motor mount done. I use the aromatic to beat on it a little bit. It's really tight squeeze. Put some of the new hardware. Just put the back one because I mean the bolt they gave me was kind of super long, so I'm like, I'll just probably replace a brand with a brand new Honda bolt anyways, and looks nicer and cleaner. One of these two, clean it up a little bit. Just remove the starter just so you get more clearance, because I mean starter pretty much big old starter sits in there, so cleared up some room and give me more room to like play with the mount, especially it's like really stiff and I mean hard to get in there. So yeah, that's one of them so far. The next one I'm gonna put is the driver's. Should be a little bit easier. So here's the driver's motor mount. Just 3 bolts. So 2 nuts and 1 bolt, I should say. And that should be on that side. And the back one's gonna be the more of the pain in the ass one, because I gotta take a lot of this harness and the T-bracket off. So I gotta lift the car up and we'll see how that goes. Fun. Here's the driver motor mount. Let's put it in. So yeah, I was able to fit this thin wall socket that I pretty much grinded down, since it doesn't even have the numbers anymore like these do. But it's a custom socket, I guess, for this reason now. It's a thin wall, so I was able to. It'd be nice if it was a deep socket, but whatever. I was able to put a extension on that and then tighten it. But yeah, look at the clearance on that. I'm literally like, I mean. It's so freaking tight, the clearance between the motor mount and the actual nut itself. It's crazy. Needs like a 1 or 2 millimeter clearance there. Nuts. But it works tight, they're all tight. So I got the passenger side done, the driver's side done. Now to tackle the rear one, which is behind underneath the intake manifold. So pretty much I gotta take the T-bracket off, which is underneath all this harness and coolant hoses. So I'm gonna take the T-bracket off and then the mount off the actual body or the subframe. Here's the Hasport one that goes in the body, the subframe, and I will work on taking that off next. So there you have it. Here's the innovative mount. It's got 3 mounting spots for the subframe. There's the front, so it's pretty much mounts like this, and there's the rear part of the subframe. So this is the Hasport one. It's only got 2 mounting spots, but still gonna be a thicker, stiffer poly material. Stiffer. Stiff?
I got the stiffers.
Those stiffers. Stiff. Este está más stiffer. Sí.
Yeah, there. Stiff.
Sí. So I left the T-bracket in there because I mean, what's the point of taking it out? I'm not gonna be muscling it out for no reason. So I left it in there. It's behind the engine block. But yeah, I'm gonna put this on, line it up, and see how much of a pain it is to squeeze the actual T-bracket over this. So we will see. Wish me luck. So there's the T-bracket right there. You can see it barely with the light. It's kind of loose in here. That's the reason why they want to take it out. So pretty much just gonna rod it back in there and try to fight it back in. Wish me luck. So there it is, all completed. You can barely see the back mount. Here's the passenger side mount done, tightened up. Driver's side Mount tightened up, torque to spec. Kind of see it back there, but you can't really. But yeah, the next thing you do is I'm gonna just go test drive it, see how it feels. Maybe do a launch or try to do a burnout or something. We'll see how it goes. What up? So right here we're pretty much setting up the two-step launch control, whatever you want to call it. Gonna do a little launch here with the new water mount, see how they feel. Somewhere not in the actual public road, but it's, you know, out and about in a country road, so safe environment, I just say, with no people around. So pretty much gonna pull the e-brake and set up the camera outside, try to get a little burnout, try to set up the, like I said, launch control / two-step, whatever you want to call it. I set it at 3,800 RPM right now, just not too crazy. I mean, I don't launch that crazy. It's only front wheel drive, and it's just gonna be spinning like crazy if I launch at really, really high RPM. Not too bad. Probably do have to lift up the RPM a little bit higher, but it's not bad. I mean, maybe like 4,500 RPM, but for now, just in tune for now. I mean, not too bad. Try this out another day. Let's go. So I set it up for 4,500 RPM. So I'm gonna do an in-car launch now, a little bit higher RPM. So we'll see how it goes. Let's go. 4,500 RPM. We're gonna preload the axles a little bit. Pulling my e-brake. Let's see. Let's see. That was a good one, so it's not too bad. 4,500 RPM it is. I like that one really good. So now, let's just drive home. And like I said, that's just what I believe the tire pressure is set at 35 PSI. I'm sure it holds a lot better. But at least here we go. Not bad for a setup. Next is the axles and tires, and hopefully hit up the track soon. So trying to get better than a 14 flat. All right, until next time, guys. See ya. Woo!